Hey YouTube world, Paul here from Melbourne Performance Coaching. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about training volume and how we can look at applying that a little bit better to get our clients better training outcomes. It's a really big thing in the fitness industry right now to recommend larger amounts of volume and training frequency to improve muscle hypertrophy. Now, these recommendations are pretty solid. There's a lot of research out there now shown by Schoenfeld and others showing that volume is the #1 predetermining factor for how much hypertrophy some individual is going to experience if they have all the nutritional bases lined up. So we know now that around 10 to 20 sets per muscle group, 10 to 20 working sets per muscle group is the ideal way to get as much hypertrophy as feasible, and going over that volume recommendation can sometimes bring along a point of diminishing returns. What we want to look at is, before we start this indiscriminate application of volume and recommending higher volumes to every single person that we're working with, is how effectively are we using the volume that we already have. So what I mean by that is each and every rep that we're performing with our clients going to be done to the optimal range of motion, the optimal form for their biomechanics, and with the highest amount of muscle stimulation with the lowest amount of joint strain. If we look at that first, what we can find is people will actually start to get gains again from having a smaller amount of volume, because each and every rep is going to have a higher and higher degree of stimulus. So a lot of people are looking at applying volume as much as they can, and they're neglecting to look at the effects of fatigue which will lead to a reduction in the form and the execution of each and every exercise. And they're going to be doing extra volume in ranges of motion that aren't the full range that the client can do. People are going to be shortcutting things and be looking at trying to just fit so much volume in that they actually forget about that. So what I propose is we take a step back and we look at optimizing technique as much as we can. It's going to be safer in the long term from both a musculoskeletal perspective and an overall systemic fatigue level. If we reduce our levels of systemic fatigue and induce as much fatigue in the working muscles with as few sets as possible, what we're going to find is we're going to get better outcomes in all ways. And what we're going to do is give us a much greater range of sets and reps and volumes that we can work with over time until we find an individual's maximal recoverable volume, which is something that we'll address in later videos and something that Mike Israel has done an amazing job on. So guys, what I want you to do is have a look at your exercise technique, how you're executing each and every exercise, set, repetition with your clients. Look to optimize that first, and then what we can do is start looking at ways to increase volume over training using either a single progression model, a double progression model, or a triple progression model, which are all topics we're going to go over in future videos. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you all soon.